I live in sort of southwest of Dublin, in a suburb, and a plane is just flying over at the moment. So because of my excellent microphone, you won't be able to hear it. But there was a plane flying over, and it got me thinking that that's been happening a lot lately. I'm not a great sleeper. It's not unusual for me to work from about, I'd say after 4 a.m. Between 4 a.m. And 4 a.m. onwards, I suppose. Normally awake. I make the effort at the weekend to try and not get out of bed before 8:30. I remember my father was very much an early riser in his 40s and 50s. It probably still is. And I could never understand that being at the age I was, teenager, whatever, in my 20s. And I don't know if it's the same problem, but I'm not a very heavy sleeper. But I've noticed there's a lot of plane noise at that time, between 4 a.m. onwards. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Dublin has an international airport in the north side of Dublin, north side of Dublin. And we get lots and lots of people arriving. It just turns out that June last month was the best on record. I think it was about 3.7 million people passed through Dublin Airport. Some stayed, some had an onward journey. I think about 1 million was an onward journey. We had lots of Americans coming over. I'm assuming there's Canadians as well, but they reportedly single out Americans. And lots of people visiting Ireland, which is always good. Ireland is a beautiful country. I loved it so much. I'm here. I've been here 20 years, even though I'm British. I'm still here. So I have no intention of going back to Britain anytime soon. That's for another episode. Brexit is definitely part of that. But anyway, moving on. So as early this morning, I heard a plane flying over the house, and I'm not in the flight path. They shouldn't really be flying over the house. There is a military aerodrome nearby, which you get occasional flights, which I sort of don't mind, but they're not at a ridiculous hour. But these were really early now. We get some US flights coming in, and because of the jet stream, they can be really early. They're meant to be like 6 a.m. But because of the jet stream, they can easily be 4:30, 5 a.m. You can literally save an hour if you've got a good push. If you've got a good kick up the tailwind. And lots do get in early, and I appreciate that. They shouldn't be flying over my house though. But so this morning there was, and I do have Flight Radar 24 app. I don't know if you're familiar with Flight Radar 24. I did have at one point, I did feed into the system when I lived in Spain. So basically they track all the planes that are going around the place. And you can see it on a map. And if you subscribe, you get rid of the adverts and all that sort of stuff. And it's very good. And normally, this morning it happened and it was really loud. The noise was really loud. This plane was at 5,000 feet or lower. It was definitely below the 10,000 feet, and it was definitely noisy. And it was definitely over my house. And I can look back and find out what the plane was. I'm not going to, because it's a waste of time. I have complained in the past. I have complained during certain hours of the night when there is no need. And I'm in a very populated area, a very populated part of Dublin. This isn't, a remote area. And that altitude and that noise was incredible. It was horrible. And it wasn't an emergency. I know it wasn't an emergency because it's happened before. And the last time I complained, I got a response back, and it was like tough, I think, in so many words. How they monitor the sound levels and all this rubbish, and that, sometimes it's unavoidable. Yeah, it's unavoidable at 4 a.m. in the morning, and it's funny how it's avoidable the rest of the day when, it's really nice and quiet, isn't it? So it makes you wonder what the situation is during the night. And the airport is technically shut after midnight until about 5 a.m. Although there are planes still landing, you would get some package holidays, and like I said, the American flights, if they come in early, they land, whatever. I can just hear another plane now. And it's not the middle of the night, so maybe I shouldn't complain too much. But I suppose it's the silly season as well. There's record numbers going through Dublin Airport. But I'm a long way from Dublin Airport. I mean, it's a good 30-minute drive from here. So yeah, I think it's a little bit crazy. But anyhow, if you're thinking of coming to Ireland, please do. Bring lots of money, buy a lot of Irish goods. If you're just passing through, that's sort of okay. but maybe buy a few Irish things when you're in the airport, maybe, I don't know. That'd be nice for the economy as well. We're only a small economy. I mean, if you think the population of Ireland, it hovers around 4.5 million. And we had 3.7 million people go through Dublin in one month in June. It's incredible. It's the first time. It's over 70. I think 79 years old. The airport. That's the highest number. So this year we're set to be on target for, I think, 25 million a year. Obviously these months, some months the highest, and that's all good. It's good for the economy. Obviously, if you just fly over Ireland, we get money. Not a lot. Obviously, if you land and spend some of that money as well, it's even better. And that's all good, isn't it? I hope for the economy here, which is a relatively small economy compared to pretty much every other country in the world. So, but yeah, if you're thinking of going on holiday this year, yeah, please do. But just try and make sure your plane doesn't go over my house at 4 a.m.